everybody, and thanks for joining us for the PHNX Suns postgame show, brought to you by the DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's #1 sportsbook app. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe wherever you get your podcast, and leave us a 5-star review. That's right, you're hearing the sexy sax music because the Phoenix Suns defeat the Oklahoma City Thunder 124-115. I'm Lindsay Smith, that's All Bookman, that's Espo, Gerald Bourget will join us shortly.
Let's go.
How y'all feeling?
Play us those championship rhythms and those championship vibes.
Every time, baby. Never gets old.
Oh, yeah.
A good team win.
That
by the
muted
Suns
trumpet,
tonight.
baby.
It wasn't my favorite game of the season, I will give you that, but I do like the outcome of this one.
Yeah, I mean, there's a little choppiness from here to there, but I thought the guys played pretty evenly for the most part. I thought everybody played pretty consistent. Nobody had an outrageous game. Nobody was severely underwhelming. They played good team basketball, and they beat a team that's inferior. It was pretty nonchalant.
And they reached the Bookman rule. You had said if they scored between 116 and 120 or more that they'd win. Right?
Oh, 110 and 120 with KD in the playoffs is a completely different situation.
I'm just going to keep calling it the Bookman rule. They had 124 and they won. So the Bookman rule holds true still.
Okay.
It works for me. All right. Well,
I didn't know we were unveiling that today.
I'm trying to give you credit here. So.
But I said that in secrecy, Hans.
On the show.
Did you say it on the show or did you not?
No,
Yes,
we talked about it off camera.
No, you said it on the show yesterday.
Did I?
Yes,
Oh,
100%.
My bad, guys.
Anyway,
My
back
bad.
to the Suns win.
Hey, no, I'm not cool today, folks. The lights are really bothering me. That's why I'm wearing shades. It's not like I'm trying to be a G or something. That's
You're
an old
always
school
a G.
reference.
You don't need
Shut up,
glasses for
Espo.
that.
Let's go.
Anyway, back to the Suns win. Let's tip things off by looking inside the box. Espo?
What's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
What's in the box is a 124-115 win, and it has everything to do with bench scoring as the Phoenix Suns outscore that OKC Thunder 47-31 on the bench, and then field goal percentage. The Suns outshot OKC 46.7% to 43.6%. And free throw shooting came down to 8-point differential for the Suns as they make 26 and OKC makes only 18. And this spells a 9-point victory for the Suns.
For the longest time, we have gone to the box and he ratchets it up. And every time he ratchets his voice up, I'm like, God damn it, he sounds like somebody. Well, finally, I figured out who he sounds like. As soon as we go to the box, you sound like was it Harold Letterman on boxing? I got 10 rounds tonight, Jim.
10 rounds tonight, Jim.
I was like,
we're in the box,
where's
baby.
he going? Yeah. It's pretty ratcheted, but
Oh my goodness gracious.
Look, and we debated a lot about can 2 beat 3, right? And we talked about that a lot yesterday. Well, the OKC Thunder shot 40% from 3, but they only shot 43% overall. Suns shot less than that from 3, but shot 46 overall. So 2 can beat 3 when you get some free throws in the mix.
yeah.
Free throws did help tonight a lot. I will say that was probably one of my favorite things about tonight's performance was how often they were able to get to the line tonight, the Suns.
Yeah, I mean, listen, OKC was hacking anyway, and they kind of pointed out in the broadcast they're kind of still a young, kind of immature team. They don't really know how to play at a high level. So they were making foolish fouls, like even in the first quarter. Like, bro, what are we doing out here? You know, and obviously on inside the box, it hurt them. It hurt them.
I'm not sure who hacked more tonight, Lindsay while coughing next to us or the OKC Thunder on the court.
It's definitely a toss-up, that's for sure. It's close ball game. I'll give you that. Absolutely.
We got to give the people a little inside peek at how watching the game with you.
I mean, if you were here in the pregame show, you heard all about it, that's for sure. You heard the cough a lot last week and earlier this week, too. In addition to that, we also got a really cool milestone that was finally met tonight. It took us a lot longer than I think we all anticipated. 3 games specifically.
I would have never noticed.
Devin Booker finally hit a 3, and he officially becomes the Suns' all-time 3-point field goal leader with 1,052.
I thought you guys were going to join in on
Surpassing The great Steve
I thought
Nash.
you guys were all
Yes.
going to join in on me when I said yay. And you guys kind of left me hanging.
Look.
So now it sounded like that was a sarcastic yay.
Look, you want to cheer? Josh Okogie's only 1,013 threes in a Suns uniform behind Devin Booker, a knockdown three-point shooter.
Yeah. I'm excited for Josh Okogie to get there.
Hold on, this is your bit. I buy into it. I alley-oop it. Yeah.
Well, now that you're in on it, I'm out.
Fine. Lindsey Smith, knockdown, no fun host. All right.
I'm sorry, Espo. It's 11 p.m.
Oh,
I'm a little bit tired. No, I just, Shane and I, we did our jobs. We made it a thing. It became a thing. And now we're going to step back and just watch the world burn. That's how it goes. You know what I mean?
That's not
I'm
cool.
done with you,
Now it's a
Lindsey.
thing.
That's not cool. I can't co-sign on that, Lindsay. I'm sorry.
Bookman, our beef is officially over. I've moved it to
Yeah.
Smash.
Oh, you can't co-sign on me and Espo beefing?
Yeah, I can't co-sign on the reasoning why you want to let this go now. You're the one that initiated the
Oh, I
knockdown
was just
three-point
joking.
shooter.
That's not for real.
Oh,
Josh
okay.
Okogie will forever be a knockdown three-point shooter.
Okay, all right.
I was just
like, you're gonna
joking.
bail now after you
No,
after you got all the
absolutely
way to the
not.
mountaintop?
Absolutely not.
Right.
Anyway, let's go back to Devin because I do want to spend a little bit of time talking about Devin. Obviously, this is a huge accomplishment and something that's really cool for him to achieve. He did reach this record in 511 career games. It took Steve Nash 744 career games. Obviously, different styles of play and things of that nature, but it's very impressive what Devin has been able to do in a Suns uniform. So kudos to him. All the flowers in the world to you, Devin. However, I do want to just pick your brain about how you're feeling about Devin Booker shooting wise over the last handful of games because threes have not been his go-to thing. It's been bad.
Devin Booker goes to the three-point line when he feels like going to the three-point line. He doesn't try to force things. He plays his game. Devin Booker is so good at letting the game just come to him. There's been a couple times, maybe a few times you could probably point to in the first quarter where you knew he wanted to try and kind of set the tone and be assertive. And then sometimes at the end of games where things kind of get a little crazy. But for the most part, Devin Booker just lets the game come to him. And if ever since you were in high school, you've been coached, hey, don't force it. Just let the game come to you, which means every single time you get the ball in a position to be able to score, then do it. Don't try to force it otherwise. So that's why he's one of the best in franchise history.
Look, it ebbs and flows. Sure, he's 1 for 7 tonight. He struggled in previous few games. He'd been out for a while. He'll get back in the rhythm of three-point shooting. I don't give a crap. They won by 9. He had 25 points. Devin Booker's going to get a hell of a lot more open looks here in just a few days. I think we'll be all right with the shooting.
I'm not freaking out about it, but I also am not enjoying it. And not just because I've put money on the DraftKings Sportsbook app on Devin's threes.
That's why.
No, but honestly, like there is a part of me that's like, this is not normal for Devin.
It is, though. He goes through these.
Yeah, but
slumps
is it normally this long, this bad? This is now 3 straight games.
Yeah, it happens.
And he's scored over 20 points in each one of those games.
I know, but just going through all of the midi type stuff we've been talking about all week long and talking about how mid-range games is not their only thing that's in their bag.
Mm-hmm.
They're also very good 3-point shooters. I guess my expectations are a little bit higher right now.
Yeah, maybe you should probably lower
Fine,
them a
I'll
little
lower my expectations.
Lowered expectation.
Fine, I will lower my expectation. Devin Armani Booker,
bit. I
congratulations.
thought we had that sound.
We do. So, thank you. Okay, MCG Blue, I'll give it to you. Devin Booker is the best 3-point shooter in Phoenix Suns history. Suck it, Steve Nash.
Oh, no.
Suck it, Dan Marley. Suck it, Eddie House. Had to throw Eddie in there.
Eddie House.
Yeah,
He's catching strays.
ASU
Man.
guy who hit 3.
He's
for the
not even in the
Suns.
top 20. Holy shit.
He's out here like, what did I even
He
do?
probably just got to our channel for the first time ever. It was like, what the fuck? And then clicked it off.
Sorry,
It's a good
Eddie House.
Overall, solid win tonight. I'm glad that despite all of the little things that didn't necessarily go our way or look the best, I'm glad the Suns were able to get the win and work through a little bit of that kind of shaking off the rust from the All-Star break. Because even the start of this game didn't look great for the Suns. Defensively, I feel like they were a little bit lax out there at times tonight as well. But I chalk that up to All-Star rust and the fact that they went really hard in practice yesterday, maybe a little too hard.
Look, this was a Thunder Road victory. This is for my older listeners and viewers here. Jesus. It ain't a beauty, but hey, it's all right. All right, as Bruce Springsteen once said.
How many artists are you going to throw in there?
That's just for my dad. He watches every show,
okay.
And we're going to that for my 40th.
Right.
So I had to throw that in for him. It doesn't have to be pretty all the time to get the win.
No, it doesn't. And you know what? Kudos to OKC as well. Because in the pregame show, I was mentioning, obviously with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander not playing, you would think this would be a little bit of an easier path for the Suns to find a victory. But they played really well tonight, and they've played well without Shai in the lineup as well this season, which I think speaks to just how together they are as a team and how well coached they are.
Well, I mean, the game's the same, and only the names have changed. So when you're looking at the OKC Thunder, they have an influx of talent. You like that, right?
I think we should do a whole show where you and I, the only thing we say is musical lyrics.
I wonder how many people will understand that one.
I'm already over whatever is happening right now with the two of you.
And so anyway, collectively as a group, listen, they're young, they're naive, and they play like it on both ends of the court, and they're a competitive team. They've been a competitive team all year. It's just once, Shai had a few hiccups here and there with injuries, that's when they really start falling apart. But they're a good team.
Can we give it to our friends at DraftKings, right? Can we give a little round of applause to them? Because the point spread of this game in pregame was 9. The game was 9. Like, how they do this consistently where they hit pretty damn close to what's going on is amazing. It's an art form.
And the fact that one of the best shooters from the free throw line in the NBA history missed 1 out of 2 of those to make it 9. Mm-hmm. It should have been 10. Chris Paul.
I don't know, but if anybody ever gets their hands on whatever analytics or algorithm they're using to come up with these odds, please hit me up because they are so good at it.
They got one Italian guy in the back named Jimmy who just knows all this stuff. That's what's going on.
Is that how it goes?
It's just Jimmy, yeah.
Well, we need Jimmy to come on this show because the three of us clearly didn't know how things were going to go tonight overall because not a single one of us hit our bets on the DraftKings Sportsbook app. It was very unfortunate. But at least we're all in the same boat. We're all minus $10 on this one, which brings our leaderboard to Saul at 184.13, me at 145.54, and Espo at 124. So at least we all went down $10 today, and nobody else went up.
I tend to try not to gloat unless I win my actual bet.
That's probably fair.
So I'm just going to chill.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think I'm going to bring back First Bucket for Sunday. That seems to be
First Bucket's not a terrible option. And that one has been hitting well for you lately, I'll be honest.
No, it hasn't.
I don't think he's
like the last 3 in a row he's missed.
Bro, the reason why he's in the green is because he picked Chris Paul at a plus 1,000.
Yeah, all you have to do is hit it once. That doesn't mean that he's
and the one of 2 times that he picked first field goal at a plus 1,000 it hit.
Yeah.
That's pretty good as of late, in my opinion.
But the other 6 weren't.
Hold on. Saul, who's hit one bet, I feel like, in the last month and a half that happened to be like a plus 1,000.
How many bets in a row did I win?
A few, but you know what bothers me?
Me?
No. Sometimes. Nicely. No one asked about my bets.
Well, you're not in the game.
What?
No, when we're in the middle of a game and I'm betting on games, no one asked me about mine.
I didn't even know you were doing that.
Did you ever tell us that you were betting on games?
No, I like to keep it a surprise.
So how can we
how the
ask
hell are we
you
supposed to read your
about
mind?
your bets if we don't know that you're betting?
I'm now going to ask you every game.
Well, I lost $10.
Welcome to the club, Emma.
It fucking sucks.
Oh my goodness gracious.
We may be in the VIP lounge, but our bets are in the dive bar.
They are.
Right?
But if you think you can do better than us on the DraftKings Sportsbook app, which according to tonight, you probably can, make sure you download it and sign up with the code PHNX because new customers can bet $5 on the NBA and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook app, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. Again, with that code PHNX. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. Tonight, we're going to go ahead and give our DraftKings King of the game to the one and only Cam Payne. After 21 games of being sidelined, we finally got Cam Payne back in action, and he finished tonight with 14 points, 4 rebounds, and he was 3 of 5 from deep.
The one true Cam is back, and he's doing what he does best. Bringing energy and kicking ass.
Yeah. It's just so much like chaotic, but like controlled chaos with Cam.
It's not controlled, but it's fun to watch.
A little bit. Borderline.
He hit one of those threes, and as I think it was Richard Jefferson said, had every celebration he had in the bag he pulled out for one of those threes. I'm all for it. Welcome back.
Also, let's ask the chat, because we debated this about the finger guns.
Mm-hmm.
There was a bit of a debate as to who really established
the 3-point celebration.
Was it Dwayne Washington, because he was the first one to kind of do the head bob thing? Was it Cam Payne at the very beginning of the season, or was it Mikal Bridges?
Can we add a poll in the chat? Emma's going to do that.
I'll add it right now,
so we can make it more scientific.
But Cam Payne was fantastic. I love to see the energy he provided off the bench. This is exactly what you're hoping for as a backup to Chris Paul. And he can make the defense pay very, very much. Like he's one of the better backup point guards when he's actually got everything locked in.
Yeah.
But when he starts to get all loosey-goosey and his head ain't in it, then it's over.
Well, I mean, the dude took a kick in the chassis tonight too. Looked like he rolled his ankle at one point. Hopefully that's nothing, and there's no swelling or anything tomorrow with that. But you cannot deny the energy that this guy brings on the court, in his celebrations, all these things. Cam Payne's energy will be very valuable through the last 21 games of the regular season and into the playoffs.
So the chat's kind of thrown out a bunch of different options, to be honest with you, but
yeah, it's throwing me off from my poll. Do I add those options into my poll?
Just add
Mikal,
Cam Payne, and Aaron
Dwayne Washington Jr.
Or Dwayne Washington Jr. I get all of them confused.
Jesus.
They're all one guy.
Holiday was last year.
The guards that Monty refused to play. Anyone
Well, it's in the chat. The polls in the chat.
I think it doesn't. Does it really matter who started it?
It matters.
Does it?
We were just asking. It's a conversation.
I'm just asking if it
because
matters.
I was wondering, and I threw the question out there, and we all said 3 different names, and I was like, oh, so I kind of want to know what you guys think.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
It matters.
It doesn't matter. Nobody's going to die over this. We just want to make sure we have the information right, people. Go ahead, Emma.
I'm so sorry. So Ecamm just had this update, and now you can see what it describes the super stickers for you instead of it literally verbally.
That was an actual thing.
No, it verbally.
I did too.
Verbally it writes out what the super sticker is. So if you go to our YouTube page, you can see what it is, but now it actually writes
Baby
down
Lemon looking up to the Lemon character standing in a superhero position. What the fuck is
Shane,
that?
our former producer, was having a mental break in our chat, is what I thought was going on.
But thank you for the super chat, Shane. We appreciate you. Thanks for being here with us.
Somebody please check on Shane, is all I'm saying.
Okay, so everyone said, Mikal said he got it from Machado from the Padres. Mm-hmm. So that's where it started then.
Yeah.
Whatever the chat votes is what I'm going with.
Oh, how long are we going to give the chat to
facts,
vote?
All right, that's what.
How long do we want to wait?
We can keep talking about this, and we can come back to the poll at the end of the show.
Oh, so I was asking.
Yeah.
I also thought Shane might have been describing those Starry soda commercials that we were watching.
What are we talking about right now?
I don't know. I'm really
come on, Lindsay.
I'm really thrown off with this whole entire thing right now.
Okay, let's talk about some of the other players in this game.
Should I read another ad and then we'll reset?
Sure,
read another ad.
Sorry about that.
You guys know we love Four Peaks beer. We've got our Suns brew box here on the coffee table in front of us. And right now, Four Peaks has this really cool event happening. It's going to be tomorrow or today, depending on when you're listening to it. But it's Saturday, February 25th at their 8th Street Pub in Tempe. It is the Beer Can Derby. Kit pickups are open now. And if you want to show that you got the fastest beer can in the Valley, sign up right now through 4peaks.com/events. Yes, it is exactly what it sounds like. You get a kit, you create a beer can like car kind of situation, and then you race. And whoever has the fastest one is the winner. And that's going to be super fun. So check that out. Again, 4 Peaks, 8th Street Pub down in Tempe. And also be sure to check out all of the great beer and offerings that 4 Peaks has. But you do have to be 21 years or older. And we ask that you enjoy responsibly when you drink 4 Peaks beer. We did get one more super chat. This one is from James. James also sent us a super sticker. And the definition of the super sticker is pair character lying on the side, raising his arm while saying, "How's it going?"
How's it going?
Shane came back and said that this has been a normal thing. It apparently does this, but I have never seen a super sticker described.
I've seen it a couple times.
Dear Lord, why are
It's
we
been
still
there for a
talking
whole
about super
year.
sticker descriptions?
All right. We also got another super chat from James. James, thank you for your second super chat. Said, that game was a snoozer. I agree. But he continued saying, guys, I live in Cali, but I'm about to drive down to Phoenix. If Monty doesn't put in my man, Mr. Anthony TJ Warren, come on. Now, this is something that I saw a little bit on Twitter, a conversation around. So thank you, James, for your super chat. In addition to what James said here, I also saw this tweet from Matt Peterson on Twitter. And he said, TJ Warren played 19 minutes per game, shot 51% for a very good Nets team. But clearly Monty prefers going small/Wainwright at that 3 or 4 spot with Durant out. Warren's potential playing time shrinks even further once Durant returns too. Lots of people, including me, thought Warren might matter more than that. Do you guys have an idea as to why you think TJ hasn't seen a lot of playing time with the Suns so far?
I mean, my best guess is that Monty just doesn't know him. And typically with guys that Monty does not have a relationship with, doesn't understand, doesn't know, he has not played those guys very much. That's just the deal.
Okay, I'm going to put on a mini tinfoil hat here.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
I think this comes down to one simple thing. In order to get Terrence Ross here, they promised him significant minutes in a similar role that TJ Warren plays. You're also playing Ish right now, and your Torrey Craig's still getting significant minutes. So you've just run out of time at that general position to play TJ Warren. And I think a lot of it had to do with they had to sweet talk Terrence Ross into saying, screw you to the Mavs to come to Phoenix. And part of that sweet talk was, we'll play you. You'll be like our 6th man. And at some point we will see TJ Warren, is my feeling. But right now they got to make Terrence Ross feel warm and fuzzy for coming here to Phoenix.
Okay, but like when? Because it's not like we have a whole lot of time left.
I just don't think his style fits what they want to do, or at least they don't see him fitting what they want to do. And Monty's going to play the guys that he thinks does. It's as simple as that.
Do you think that Ish should play over TJ?
No. TJ Warren is a proven shooter and consistent shooter in this league. He's a guy that hits those mid-ranges, which this team loves. He's proven he can hit a corner 3. I think that TJ Warren should be getting those minutes because he's had more valuable experience. The problem is he's also been hurt a lot over the last few years. So at some point, maybe that swings. I don't know, but I think Saul's right in terms of Monty's familiarity with him. He always has these guys that he falls in love with. Ish is one of those guys right now. It's his guy. So he's going to default to giving him more minutes than other guys, and in this case, TJ Warren.
I don't know. I'm not going to go as far as to say, because I feel like Ish might be a better fit in their system than TJ Warren is.
Okay.
TJ Warren is very much a scorer. He's been that kind of guy. He can put up buckets. That's why his nickname is TJ Buckets. But for what they want to do and the lanes that they want to occupy, TJ's game doesn't really match up to what they want to do so much as Ish is, because Ish has been literally conditioned in this system for 2-3 years now. So it's a little bit different right now. And you know how Monty wants to go with the known versus the unknown. So he's going to opt for his guys. He's going to opt for the guys that are in his system. So I don't know if it's necessarily a case of like one's better than the other, but I'm going to buck that. But I would say because of the system difference and the knowledge of their games, I can see why.
Well, and if Ross isn't there, TJ Warren's playing that role, because that's a lot of those shots are going to him. So you're playing Ish because it is a balance to that with what you have with Ross. So it's a numbers game. And
I mean, no shade to Ish Wainwright. Like, he played well. In his 13 minutes tonight, he had 10 points and a rebound. He was 2 of 5 from deep. So it's not like Ish is not a liability by any means. And also congratulations to Ish Wainwright for getting a new deal with the Suns, 2 years, $2.5 million, with the next year being a team option. But I don't know. It's just interesting. I mean, somebody in the chat, I can't find the comment now, but they did mention that Monty said pregame that he did want to reduce the amount of guys that he was playing tonight, because back in that Clippers game, he felt like he was just kind of throwing things at the wall to sort of see what stuck. And it was too many guys to try and find minutes for, too many mouths to feed, and he wanted to cut that back a little bit. And maybe TJ was just the first one to be able to eliminate.
The reality is TJ could have just been the guy that made the salaries work too for him, and that they didn't have a whole lot of interest in his game to begin with, and that's why he's not playing.
That's fair. Terrence Ross, though, since you brought him up, and you think, Espo, you said you think the Suns promised him a certain amount of playing time or a certain role to convince him to come over to the Suns instead of the Mavs, because those were ultimately the two teams he was deciding between, correct?
Yeah, and he was on with excuse me, allergies acting up. He was on with Burns and Gambo yesterday and was talking about how he had pretty much decided on the Mavs, which we had heard reported. And then he talked with Monty, he talked with James and Matt Ishbia, and it was his role here that intrigued him, which leads me to believe what I'm saying. He was promised a certain amount of playing time and that he'd be a big part of this, not that he was going to spurn the Mavs to basically sit on the bench here. That wasn't the case. So, and quite frankly, in the first 2 games, he's looked good. I mean, he was 3 of 7, but he was 3 of 6 from deep tonight, had 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and 9 points. Like, if that's the kind of production you get out of Terrence Ross in 15, 20 minutes in a game, I'll take that every time. I mean, because they talk about, the depth of the Suns, it's lacking. Well, Terrence Ross is a guy that you can pencil in for some good minutes, and that's what this team needs. They don't need great; they need good minutes coming off the bench, and he does that for you.
I mean, Terrence Ross he's met my expectations, and I think he's only going to get better. The more he feels comfortable, the more he feels, more initiated into the system and understands it all. You can see already a big development from last game to this game for him. So, yeah, I mean, I like Terrence Ross. I think he's a great fit here.
Do you anticipate the rotations being similar for the rest of the season, like what we saw tonight with Terrence Ross being the first sub in and then Payne coming in after for Chris Paul?
Well, I mean, they checked in at around the same time tonight, which, I don't know. The thing that's going to be interesting is KD's going into that starting lineup. Torrey Craig's coming out. What's Torrey Craig's role on that?
That's actually a really good question, too.
Off this bench, right? Like, where does he fit in? Is he the one that maybe Ish takes a cut in minutes because Torrey Craig's going to take those minutes off the bench because you doubt he's going to eat into Terrence Ross's minutes? Or does that mean Damian Lee plays less and Torrey Craig gets some of those minutes? That's what I'm looking at when KD comes into this lineup is how do those bench minutes change? And God forbid you put Torrey Craig, and this isn't a knock on Torrey, but you put him in that starting lineup and you put Josh Okogie with that second unit. I don't know how the minutes are going to work, but you got to get Okogie minutes the way he's been playing lately.
Yeah, those rotations are tough.
Yeah.
They're really tough. Man, I don't know. Because he's right. Once KD comes back, that's just another wrench that you throw into this whole thing. And guys shuffle around, and it's kind of like a game of musical chairs with Monty. And Monty is very much a matchups guy. Whatever he thinks is going to be the best off that bench is what he's going to go with. But the staples are going to be Cam Payne, Josh Okogie, and Torrey Craig. Some variation of that, two of those guys, because the third you're going to assume is going to be in the starting lineup. So those two guys plus, and then that's where everything kind of goes a little haywire. Oh, and Ross.
Yeah, I was going to say, I would assume Terrence Ross with how much he's playing right now, right?
Yeah, but TJ, Jock, Biz, that's all up in the air. You don't know how those rotations are going to go because Monty is not very consistent with that.
Well, somebody in the chat brought up, could you wind up playing Ish as a backup 5, small ball 5, with some of those second units, and does he eat into potentially a Jock or Busy's minutes depending on matchup?
He's far too small.
He's not. Short. Height wise, it's deceiving. He's a very, what is he, like 6'6"? I mean, it's deceiving because he's such a big guy. He's actually listed at 6'5". So
he's
you're
not
playing
a very big guy.
Extremely small.
So
he's just strong. That's what makes him able to do some of the things he can do.
He's strong, but he's not a crafty defender.
No.
And if you're gonna be a crafty defender, you could be strong and a crafty defender. We've seen it with the likes of Dennis Rodman, Anthony Mason, like guys like that were stocky and low, but their defensive IQ was off the charts. If you do that with Ish, that's not the same level.
He's built like a brick house, but he's stout, which it surprises a lot of people. So I don't even think that's an option. I think Ish probably loses some minutes with one of these guys going to the bench, as does Damian Lee. That seems to be the only way it actually works in the long run.
Code said play Ish at backup point guard.
Oh, God. Yeah, sure. We'll get right on that.
Yeah.
And Colt brought up a good point, too. PJ Tucker played the 5 in Houston. I will say PJ Tucker is a few levels ahead of Ish Wainwright.
Like I said, high defensive IQ,
but I get
intangibles off the chart.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. He played center in Houston, but that shit didn't work. That was the problem.
That's true.
So anybody can play center. It's just how efficient is it? How effective is it?
Yeah, how effective is it? All right, let's continue to go down the list. Let's hand out a little bit of flowers, if you guys will. PA's me here for a minute. The same guy that I've been giving flowers out to for the last, 5 games now since he's been in the starting lineup, Josh Okogie. He's continues to be a real joy and a real treat for us to watch night in and night out. He finished tonight with 15 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists. He was 2 of 7 from deep. So not the most efficient night from the 3-point line, but still, Josh Okogie knocked down 3-point shooter.
Look, the phantom of the footprint showed back up tonight. The guy was out there doing everything he could all around the court and wreaking some havoc. I enjoy Josh Okogie.
The phantom of the footprint. I love his energy.
Are you concerned at all that when his nose is finally healed and he takes the mask off, that all the powers go away?
I don't think he's going to take the mask.
I don't think so either. But I feel like you're really worried about a lot of things.
I am. I'm very concerned.
I'm like,
this game didn't make me feel good.
I mean,
it didn't.
It's a win over the OKC Thunder. Like, that's all it is.
Yeah, but it didn't make me feel good. It wasn't the type of win that I was anticipating.
Just wait.
Maybe Espo needs to hug you.
Maybe.
HR. Just look, I have something that will make you feel better.
What?
2 letters.
Say a hug.
Kevin, or 2 letters.
2 letters.
KD. Or as Gerald said, hey, Kev.
I just not got that. 2 letters. Kevin wait, no.
No, it's late.
We're close, but almost. No, I know, Espo. I know. I just feel like there are so many questions that are unanswered that we can't get answered until Kevin Durant actually plays. And I don't know. I expected a much better performance from the Suns tonight all around. Like, a win is a win, and I'm super happy for that. So I think I just got my feels a little bit, and I'm like, well, hold on. I don't love this.
Look.
And now I just need Kevin Durant to play so that we can answer all of these questions. and move right on along and have a good old time.
We're all going to have insecurity over the next 21 games. This is all going to be a learning experience. They're going to have to feel a lot of things out. They're going to have to feel rotations out. But as I said, as long as you win 16 games from the middle of April to the end of June, you're gonna be in a good spot right there. And that's all that matters. Just get it all out over the next 21 games.
I know, but you guys aren't at that point right now where it's getting closer that you're kind of like the pressure is on.
No.
And that the expectations are so high that you're now nervous about it.
No, to me, they're playing with house money this year, right?
Jesus
Like I
Christ.
told you, the next year is the you have to win. This year is if it all clicks and you win, great. If it doesn't, all right. We only had 20 games to acclimate ourselves to blowing up the roster and adding in a superstar. I'm not feeling any tension about this. I'm excited about what lies ahead.
They need to win.
Yeah.
They need to win.
Kinda, right?
Like they don't have a spare year. Like you got to get it done. That's just how it is. You got to get it done.
Yeah.
Also, the Clippers and the fucking Kings are going to double overtime, and it's 164 to 164.
Wow.
Holy crap,
I want
That's
triple
insane.
overtime and two teams to get into 200.
man!
We've never seen 200.
I mean, that would be wild.
Oh.
Everyone in the chat is like, Lindsay, you have to have some faith. Give Lindsay whatever Saul is on. Can I take a guess? Would that be a-
on?
OGs?
I'm not going to confirm that.
Saul's
I will not
high on
confirm.
life.
I won't deny
Nor
it.
deny. But I will tell you
Nice.
the official strawberries and cream Happy Balance gummies are live on the shelves right now. So Happy Balance,
Choice.
it's a 1-to-1 CBD THC ratio, which is kind of like just this perfect blend,
Yeah,
right? A perfect blend and the
It'll help
perfect
with the
flavor.
aches and pains, and it'll
a little
calm
bit,
you
maybe,
down.
maybe
Nice
the little
mellow.
anxiety that I'm feeling right now. I need
maybe.
happy
Oh my God.
balance in my life.
It's my dream to watch Lindsay.
As always,
eating
you
OGs.
guys can find OGs at your local dispensary or by checking out ogsbrands.com. You must be 21 or older to enjoy. Also, you should follow them on Twitter because they were getting in on like the fun. Remember back in the day when we promised Kevin Durant like a lifetime supply of OGs and they got in and they were like, sure, offer still stands. Apparently, they let us know on Twitter the other day, offer still stands. So you should follow them on Twitter because they're super
then
fun.
Banksy got involved.
Yeah. So this might
Not
become
the
a thing.
artist.
Oh, so yeah.
This
That'd be dope.
legitimately might become a thing. It's super fun. All right. Guess what, everybody? It's time.
In the darkness, beyond the light, there shall only be one. Welcome to
What in the
Oh.
shit did I just?
Oh,
I
watch?
had
no.
hit you with a little campaign. I was that excited, you know?
What was
Little
that?
Campaign
You
did
didn't
that
see
dance.
campaign on the bench.
That's
today?
not what I
Yeah,
saw.
oh, that's what
I
campaign
mean-
did on the
That's
bench.
not what I
And
saw.
I had to give a little of that to Gerald because I knew
Oh,
he
my
was searching
eyes.
for the campaign video. I had to reenact.
Can I
it
put
for him,
another
my
pair
friend.
of glasses over my glasses?
Please do.
Hi, Gerald. What's up?
He was like a hula doll.
Not a lot. How are you guys?
Solid.
I think I rolled my ankle like campaign. I'm out with soreness on Sunday,
Sprained
guys.
his MCL and his hip socket.
So, Gerald, save us, please, and thank you. Who'd you get to talk to tonight, and what was the theme of all the conversations?
Yeah, so we got to talk to Monty. We got to talk to Devin Booker and campaign. And then in the locker room, I talked to Ish Wainwright and Chris Paul. There was a lot to take from this game. Obviously, Devin Booker being the new three-point franchise leader. Monty was saying, we celebrate everything just like we did the other night when Chris Paul passed Michael Jordan in steals. These are historical icons that are being passed. So it was pretty cool for Devin Booker to get that record tonight. And Book was pointing out, like, one of my first games as a Phoenix Sun was Steve Nash's Ring of Honor ceremony. So it was pretty cool for him to have his name in that same company. We also talked about Ish Wainwright, and everyone had a lot of positive things to say about him earning that contract extension. Payne was saying he definitely earned it. And he was even joking, he got that contract, and so he was getting up shots tonight because he's got that locked in now. But Book was saying, like, nobody ever really sees the stuff that he does behind the scenes. Ish was telling us, like, he threw up when he got the news today that he was going to get his contract because apparently he buried his aunt earlier in the day. So it was a very emotional roller coaster ride of a day for him. And he was telling me how grateful he is to have the support system that he has with these teammates here who have been there through losing his father earlier last year. And now this, and now the roller coaster of waiting for today to find out if he was going to be on a contract and be able to play in the playoffs for them. So a pretty cool story for him. I know, people were down on him because he missed a couple of threes badly or whatever, but overall he played a great game. It looks like he's currently part of the 10-man rotation. And everyone is really high on the work ethic that he puts in and what he does for this team in the locker room.
Well, that was quite the story. I don't know what to say.
I know it's really hard to kind of follow that one.
What am I supposed? I was about to ask him a stupid ass question, and now I'm like, Espo, you go.
I think
because I'm the bastion of great journalistic questions here. The man who just danced.
My question was going to be: did Chris Paul find another tunnel to go fight Erlich Williams? Did you see what was going on at the end of the game? They were not happy with each other. Chris said a couple things. Did you ask Chris at all about what happened there?
No, I don't think so. I was talking to Ish, and I came over to Chris Paul's thing a couple of seconds late, so it's possible someone asked about it. But it was kind of all love after the game from what we could see up in the media row. Obviously, everybody's swarming Dario to say hello and get their hugs in. It was kind of funny during the pregame warm-ups and layup lines. They all came over and mobbed him, and Payne was like hugging him from behind and like trailing him around everywhere as he said hello to people. So I think it was all love. I didn't see or hear anything about that though.
Yeah, we saw at the end of the show, the game, and the credits. They were still showing they had to be separated and stuff like that. So there you go.
Gerald, any update in terms of Payne? It looked like at one point he may have rolled that ankle again during the game. Also took a shot there as well in the lower section. Is he all right after the game? Any update there?
Yeah, so he did mention that he rolled the ankle, but he said he's okay. He was obviously kind of upset about that offensive foul call, or what should have been an offensive foul call that he was whistled for. And then he came back down and hit that three. But he was saying, I've got to do a little bit better job of keeping my cool in those situations. But, he was just so amped to get out there. He said he'd been itching to return, and it was tough watching the team from the bench over the last month and a half. So he was just amped to get back out there. He was saying he couldn't calm down all day because he was just so excited to finally play again. And I think we saw that when he did hit that three, that kind of outpouring of emotion when he was doing the Mikal Bridges 3-point celebration and everything. So pretty cool for him to finally be back and out there contributing again. But he did say he's fine. He's just got to do a little bit better job of keeping his emotions in check in those situations.
Yeah, what did Monty say about his performance tonight? Obviously, we were so happy to have Payne back out there because for a hot minute there, 21 games, right? You start to question, are we going to see him back? Is he going to be okay? Is he going to have enough time? But what did Monty say about having Payne back?
Yeah, Monty joked that he looked great until he got tired. And then once he got tired, he looked really tired. So it's one of those things where he's still getting his conditioning back. He was still able to produce. He had 14 points off the bench on, I think, better than 50% shooting. And I think he went 3 of 5 from 3. So pretty productive. No assists for him tonight, but he's still kind of getting back in the swing. And I think for a lot of these guys, it's going to be an adjustment process as they get Payne back now, as they get Kevin Durant back soon, figuring out who's going to be in that 9 to 10 man rotation. But yeah, Monty liked what he saw, and he obviously pointed out the change of pace that he brings for the Suns off the bench, the energy. He's kind of a spark plug off the bench, and they've kind of needed a guy that fits that skill set lately.
Gerald, the Girthlings want to know, if they squint and look at your shirt, what magic eye pattern should they see?
My latest article on Go PHNX Suns.
That'd be pretty badass if that actually happened.
That actually would be pretty cool. You should make that happen. Last
It's
thing I
just a
have for you,
giant
Gerald.
QR code.
Nice.
Did we ask you about Book and becoming the leader on the 3-point makes?
Yes, he said
Did
that,
we?
and he said Steve Nash going into the Ring of Honor was one of Book's first games with the Suns. I actually believe it was on Book's birthday.
Did we
when that
really?
happened. Yes, Gerald brought that
Yo,
up.
I'm struggle busing.
Yeah.
Well, listen.
I
we
figured
already
I'd
talked
save you
about
the
it.
answer, Gerald.
Thanks, Espo. Appreciate ya. All right,
Okay.
Gerald. Thanks for coming by. Appreciate you. My bad I wasn't listening to you today.
It's okay. I'm used to it by now, Lindsay.
I mean, it's not normally this bad, but shoot. Usually it's just like 1 or 2 numbers here and there.
You know shit's jacked up when I start to be the one that's paying attention the most.
God.
It's
Well,
all
I
good.
mean-
It's the first game out of the All-Star break, so we'll take what we can get.
This is fair.
Gerald, real quick, any KD update? I assume no.
No KD update other than a small tidbit before the game. Monty Williams alluded to the fact that he'll be back soon. So whether that means Sunday or Wednesday, I'm not quite sure. The Sunday game being an early morning game kind of hurts those chances, but we'll find out tomorrow when we get the injury report.
Cool. Thanks, Gerald. Appreciate you.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Bye, Gerald. Hope
Bye,
you find
Gerald.
your dad.
Apparently, I just need like some time to like get this brain figured out.
I feel you.
This brain, this cough,
It's
the
Friday.
chest thing. I don't know what's going on in my head, but I feel like tomorrow I should just go pick up some Illegal Pete's to go and then sit at home all day.
Yes.
And my go-to order at Illegal Pete's is always a bowl. I always get the steak with rice, double corn. Double corn. You always got to get double corn, sour cream, and then the chips that they offer with all the bowls. It's complimentary with a bowl, which is my favorite part about Illegal Pete's. The cool thing about Illegal Pete's, too, is they always have happy hour every single day from 3 to 6 p.m. They have some of the strongest margaritas in the valleys. They have a full bar.
Yeah, those margaritas bench press 400. They are strong.
Yeah. So, you know, if you are in the mood for a delightful margarita, we're talking fresh limes, lots of tequila, sweet agave. Make sure you try out Illegal Pete's Coin, premium or frozen margaritas. And don't forget, happy hour again, 3 to 6 p.m. every single day.
How the hell can he see that?
I'm surprised. Colin, thank you for the super chat. You said, ooh, are there sparkles in Lindsay's hair? Yeah, I put some tinsel in my hair this week.
But
It's
they're like
pink.
it's like one strand, like every like 2 inches.
Yeah. I
and
wasn't sure if you guys could
I
see
can
it.
barely see it here. How the hell did you see it on camera?
So
I love
with
that.
the light, when you turn your head towards Saul,
Something
it
sparkles?
flashes.
That's just her aura.
I'm
Alright.
just sparkly.
So I'll put sparkles in my beard if you do.
I can bring you guys some.
Would
We
you
can make
like
this
to?
happen.
I put gray sparkles and nobody will ever fucking notice because of all this gray.
But thank you for your super chat. Also, one last thing, and then another topic for you guys that we have to get to. Underdog Fantasy. We've talked about it a ton here at PHNX. It is one of the best ways to play fantasy sports differently, right? You can just do a single day. You can do a week. The higher or the lower is my favorite game on Underdog because you quite literally just pick higher or lower.
Mhm.
It is so simple, and you can add more legs and win even more money on the Underdog Fantasy app. We're talking like up to what, $500? I think is the most you can
Oh,
win.
No. You
Or
can win up
1,000.
to win up to 20 times your money is what you can do.
Okay.
So it depends on what you
How
bet.
much money?
His fucking voice.
20 times your
He
money.
went Bruce Arians all of a sudden. Hey, baby.
20
Hey,
times
baby.
$20 million.
No
I'm
risk
like a
it, no
$5.
biscuit, baby.
I'm like a $5 person. on Underdog.
You
So
put
I don't know
$5 on
what
it,
the
Lindsay.
max is
You
that
gotta
you can
hold
put
back.
in there. Because I'm about $5 in on it. But it's really easy to get started. Just go to underdogfantasy.com or download the app. But make sure you sign up with the code PHNX because Underdog will match your first deposit up to $100. So take advantage of that free money to play with on Underdog Fantasy.
A fun fact that Clippers Kings game is now the second highest scoring game in NBA history.
Is it still going or did it end?
5.5 seconds left in double overtime. The Kings lead 176-175.
Oh
Wow.
my God.
That's
Jeez.
wild. Oh my goodness.
That's crazy. All right.
All right. The last thing we have for you guys has to do with Mikal Bridges. So we got this clip from the Old Man and the Three podcast with JJ Redick. on Mikal Bridges sharing why he thinks the KD trade makes sense.
I get it. I'm just like, well, I know we losing me and Cam, but like you get TJ, you get KD. Like I feel like KD don't affect on the defensive end as much as me, but like he can still guard. You know what I'm saying? Like he can still guard, and we're all team defense anyway. So like you got Coach Mott that's going to make everything great, and everybody, you know, we all play for each other, or they all play for each other. But then also you get 30 a game. Like so, like now I'm looking at them like I like it. Like I like them. Like I feel like that's for them and what with the new owner came in and what they're trying to do. It makes the most sense. Like I understand they're trying to win. Like they're trying to win now. Do I think the Suns still could have won me and Cam there for sure? But like you get to do like KD, man, and that offense and with Coach Mott and all them guys over there, like that's a hell of a fit.
Yeah, what Mikal's saying is, I get it, and stop crying over me. You're going to win a title. I felt like that's what he was saying.
You think? I don't know. I don't think Mikal's saying whatsoever, stop crying over me, because Mikal said we for the first half of this entire thing and then caught himself and was like, I mean them. So he's still attached just as much as we are.
No, not as much as we are.
Yes.
No.
100%.
No.
Did you see some of the other things that came out where he was talking about what he took for granted here in the Valley and things of that nature, how much he enjoyed living here?
No, but that clip is more like I broke up with my girlfriend after 2 years, and the first girl I date, I accidentally slip up and say her name because that's all I've known for 2 years.
And now I've broken up with the second girl.
Yes. But that's what that's like. It's a habit. He's been saying it for 4 years. It's all he's known in his professional career. It's not because he's still like attached and he wishes he was here. I'm sure he still wishes he was here, but we got KD and he gets it.
I mean, yeah, he said basically, I'd even make that trade. Like, but did you see the awkward video that the Nets dropped over the week?
The one of him who his favorite player is? Yeah.
They ask him, hey, who's your favorite player? And he looks and he puts his hand on his head and he starts laughing. He goes, Kevin Durant was my favorite player growing up.
He was hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Also, Brittany said no. He said himself that he misses being here.
Well, of course.
Okay,
look,
cool.
This was his home. Of course he's going to miss being here, but he also was saying, I get it. I mean, like, I get it.
Are we all in the same page, or at least 90% of Suns fans on the same page? Like, yes, you make this move 10 times out of 10 times, but it's also hard.
Look,
yeah.
Once KD steps on the court, I think it all changes.
Yeah.
Right now, you're in this weird holding pattern. You're waiting for KD. Cam and Mikal have already been playing in Brooklyn. But the second KD steps on the court, I think it changes things. You go, okay, here we go. This is why. But there's just been this weird, awkward, prolonged period where, trade deadline, all-star break, now waiting for him. I think that just made this feel different than it would have if KD had just played that Thursday before the all-star break.
Yeah, I think that would have made a world of difference for all of this to kind of be a little bit easier to kind of dive into. But it was a good episode with JJ Redick and Mikal Bridges. I really enjoyed it. So if you haven't watched it, be sure to check it out. But it has been kind of neat to hear some of the extra stuff kind of around it from his perspective and things of that nature. And you can tell it goes both ways, right? As much as we cared about Mikal and Cam, they also cared about this fan base in this city as well. And I think that's what makes this a little bit easier. And plus then Devin Booker throwing out 2026 and that being something now that we can at least pretend in our minds to look forward to as a potential homecoming, which of all the people that could come back to Phoenix or that have come back to Phoenix, or we have talked about coming back to Phoenix, I think those two would be the top of the list.
You don't need Mikal. You got his clone, and his name's Josh Okogie.
That's true.
No, it's not true.
Did you see the face I made, Will, to go along with that? I was trying to be nice.
I did not.
Hey, we've got 36 hours till our next game starts.
Boy, that's right. We're going to take tomorrow off. And then we'll be back on Sunday, a very early tip-off time for the Suns. We're talking 11 a.m., right?
Breakfast with the boys.
11 a.m. tip-off, 10:30 pregame.
10:30 pregame.
Oh boy.
yeah.
You guys thought I was bad tonight. Just wait until you see me in the morning.
Saw you bringing the griddle and making some pancakes on Sunday morning.
No.
Bro,
All right,
you
then.
should though.
Don't bro me, Lindsay.
Why?
That's not happening.
You should. Come on.
You're a master with the grill. I
I
thought
don't
you'd
even
be a
have,
master
I
with
don't
the
even
griddle.
have like a
too.
portable griddle
How do you not?
because I ball outside.
You can
on the
borrow
gas
Craig Morgan's.
griddle.
He made us some really bomb grilled cheeses. I think it was last week. I think, but you
You
can
know
ask to
what-
borrow his.
You know what you could do tomorrow?
No, I'm not gonna go buy
Just
one.
go get one.
No.
Just go get one, Saul.
No,
You're
I'm good.
Oh,
fine.
I need to clarify something. You make pancakes outside on your grill? Is that what you said?
You
Yeah, I have
can.
a griddle. Yeah.
Oh, that you put on. Okay, I thought
Yeah.
you meant like.
No,
I was gonna
no.
be very
I
impressed
was
if
like,
you cooked
how?
it on the regular grill.
Yeah. I use the
How?
fucking power of the sun and a magnifying glass outside. I make it
Oh,
happen.
goodness gracious. All right. So we will see you guys on Sunday. Enjoy your day tomorrow. Also, real quick, just another reminder, if you have not become a diehard over at gophnx.com, you're missing out on a whole bunch of cool stuff. You get a free shirt or hat every single year. We did release our Valley Slim Reaper t-shirt recently, so that can be your free shirt for this year. You get access to our premium diehard level content, 20% off merch and events, as well as access to the Discord, which is one of my favorite things about the membership. Is the Discord is super fun. Everyone in there is amazing. So be sure to check it out. Go gophnx.com. And last but not least, Amelia, thank you for all the recommendations on how to get over this cough and the sickness. I promise I will do it all tomorrow. Until we see you guys next time, you can follow the show at PHNX_Suns. You can follow me at Lindsay Smith AZ. You can follow Gerald at Gerald Bourget. You can follow Saul at Saul_Bookman. And of course, you can follow Espo at Espo. Espo, take us home.
FJ Crowder.
Oh boy.
FJ Crowder. Got to get prepared for Sunday morning. Ahoy, hoy.
Lindsay, Gerald, Espo. Saw past the ball, we here to turn up the tempo. Got to understand me, I'll always rep the family. Rally in the valley like Dan G, no plan B. Always on the job, my team move like the...